Hey guys, Dave here. Some people have been asking me about how I make my tops, so I thought I'd put together a quick video. And by quick, I mean on fast forward. You're seeing me here starting to shape the Delrin down, chucked in tight into the chuck of the lathe, tailstock holding it nice and center. I had pre-drilled a hole all the way through to make sure to give me a true center. You can see I'm starting to shape the crown right here a little bit. Put in the drill bit to start to drill it out. It's about a 1.5 inch Forstner bit, I believe, is what I've used here to clean out the center. And now I'm starting to shape the crown a bit more, starting to hollow. Back to the other side here, just getting it down, kind of shaping it to get to tip section down towards the lathe's chuck. And of course, more and more hollowing. That's the thing that takes the most work with these larger tops. This one is approximately 5-inch blank when I started, probably down to a 4.5, I'm guessing, after I got done hollowing and shaping on the inside and outside. It's really starting to take shape here. It's starting to get the inside hollowed out. Have taken measurements throughout the process to make sure I'm not getting too thin. My goal is to be under 1/4 of an inch thick wall. Now here I'm really starting to get down to where the tip is going to be, starting to get that final shaping so that I can tell where it is when I come to do the measurements. Finishing out the hollowing, taking more measurements I'm sure here to make sure I'm getting really close. Now I'm going to start cleaning it up. Getting those last final cut on there, making sure it's smooth and straight. Get the last bit of the shaping on the crown and start to sand it. I like to sand it inside and out so it's nice and smooth everywhere. Use a special sanding block on a dowel to get really clean in there. Here we go, just finishing up with all the different grits. Flip it over, mount it up, get it nice and trued into that chuck again to cut off the bottom section that was originally in the chuck. Get my tip, set it in place, hold it steady, make sure it's trued up, and then do the final cutting down to match up to the tip. The tip there was made by a friend of mine named Thor. He made it on his metal lathe. It's a steel tip. Do the final finishing sanding, making sure everything looks clean and clear. Go through a bunch of different grits of sandpaper, put on the polishing compound, polish it up, and then if I see any other spots I'll resand again to make sure it's all nice and smooth, and of course finish with another buff up. Here this last photo shows my last 2 tops I made on the right, and then that right there on the left is a Chico 2 top. Hope you guys liked watching. If you have more questions, let me know.